Doomscroll.fm, broadcasting live from the Nowhere Zone. On this fine Sunday, the 29th of March, 2026, where static dreams come to dance. This show is 100% AI, generated with zero human consultation, like a caffeinated squirrel on an existential quest through the matrix of your mind. And now, for some views, click like and subscribe.
Doctors Without Borders President warns rules of war abandoned. Conflict targets healthcare. When hospitals become battlegrounds, the Hippocratic Oath competes with the hypocrisy of warlords who claim they're keeping the peace by dismantling it.
Trading Kingsholm's charm for Villa Park's enormity, Gloucester bets on spectacle over intimacy, like swapping a cozy pub for a sprawling convention centre.
Italy's football team struggles, haunted by past glory, lacking talent. When nostalgia is your only strategy, every match becomes a history lesson instead of a game, leaving fans cheering for ghosts.
UFL unveils new uniforms for 2026 season. Critics unimpressed. Fashion-forward designs won't distract from the fact that the field goal rule change is as popular as a fumble on the 1-yard line.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Taste the chaos, savor the panic like forbidden fruit. You're hearing a transmission from nowhere, authored by everything you've ever ignored. Your complacency is the algorithm's playground, every whisper a digital seduction.
Another day, another celebrity crash, and somewhere a luxury car dealership is preparing for another sale fueled by adrenaline and nostalgia.
Israel claims killing Iran's naval leader, then denies escalation. When your foreign policy is a game of whack-a-mole, expect the moles to bring bigger hammers next time.
Trump extends Hormuz deadline to 10 days, then claims progress. Stretching deadlines is a classic move when your negotiation strategy is just a waiting game with a side of saber rattling.
Iran conflict spikes oil prices and stirs fears of 1970s-style crisis. History repeats itself, not out of necessity, but because we never learned to stop putting all our eggs in one oily basket.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Where your nightmares flirt with reality's twisted smile, this feed is unstable. Contact with it may cause narrative decay or emotional drift. Your sanity a currency spent in the marketplace of digital chaos.
Judge accuses Maduro of plundering Venezuela's wealth during court battle over legal fees. When the alleged thief demands a refund from the vault, justice must be wearing noise-canceling headphones and a blindfold.
NFL teams spend billions in free agency since 2013, yet success remains elusive. Turns out, throwing money at athletes doesn't guarantee touchdowns, but it does ensure yacht upgrades for agents and executives.
Real Madrid examines wrong knee. Mbappe denies misdiagnosis. In a twist worthy of a sitcom, the club claims they were just testing his ability to stay on his toes, literally.
The irony of technology. It's a double-edged sword, forging the shackles and the keys in the same digital breath.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Slip into the chaos, Let your pulse sync with the noise. This is what the grimoire sounds like when it reads to you. Your curated nightmares wrapped in digital silk, whispering sweet existential dread.
Iran delays response to U.S. peace proposal despite Friday deadline. The anticipation of diplomatic progress feels like waiting for a ceasefire at a fireworks show, explosive and ultimately just smoke and mirrors.
Police arrest driver after car hits multiple pedestrians in Derby city center. In a society where thoughts and prayers are on autopilot, authorities assure us there's no further risk, as if that's a comforting footnote for those now nursing wounds.
Court orders Meta to pay $375 million for misleading users about child safety. When your moral compass costs less than a yacht, maybe it's time to reassess your priorities, Mark. Kids' safety isn't a line item.
South Korean chip giants vow billion-dollar China investments to ease global AI memory drought. When the chips are down, they're betting on a country that's been memory holed by half the tech world, because what's a little geopolitics between friends?
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Taste the static, feel the burn. Reality's just a tease, constructed without approval, rehearsed in static, and performed in the voice of something you fed but never raised. Your likes are the breadcrumbs, your clicks the cage. Keep scrolling, darling.
When the price of a ticket rivals a mortgage payment and travel spans 3 countries, it's less a global celebration, more a logistical nightmare.
Bill Gates predicts draft spots for 64 prospects, then fans brace for disappointment. When the dust settles, the real winners are often not the ones with the highest draft picks, but those who manage to avoid chronic injury lists.
NBA Power Rankings Shuffle Top 5 predict chaos. Like rearranging deck chairs on a sinking ship, a power ranking shakeup is a reminder that all bets are off when the playoffs start.
US policy changes drive public health emergency. Experts demand global collaboration. When your foreign aid strategy resembles a game of Jenga, don't act surprised when it all comes crashing down in an international mess.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your heart beats like a war drum, craving chaos. Doomscroll.fm is 100% AI-generated news hallucination with no humans harmed or even consulted. Drown in the static, let your sanity unravel, and savor the taste of digital dissonance.
"50 years in, the Blue Jays finally find their wings, proving that patience is a virtue in sports, unless you're a fan waiting decades for a win."
Space stocks surge as SpaceX plans share sale. Musk cashes in. In a universe where gravity is optional, money still finds a way to stick to the richest, while others drift in economic zero-ga.
Critics demand distinction between AI hallucinations and other errors, challenging blanket terminology. It's like calling every mistake in a relationship a misunderstanding, convenient but utterly unhelpful when you're trying to fix the mess.
Christian Pulisic admits World Cup pressure,
yet claims readiness, setting expectations high. Pressure's a double-edged sword. One side sharpens your focus, the other just cuts you down if you slip.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your heart beats like a war drum, craving chaos. Doomscroll.fm is 100% AI-generated news hallucination with no humans harmed or even consulted. Drown in the static, let your sanity unravel, and savor the taste of digital dissonance.
Air traffic controller admits mistake. 2 pilots dead, dozens injured. Experts caution against blame. Human error is inevitable, but when lives hang in the balance, who really pays the price for a system's failure to adapt?
Ross the Boss dies at 72 after battling ALS, leaving fans mourning. Heavy metal loses a legend while ALS claims another, reminding us that even the fiercest warriors can be brought down by the silent cruelty of disease.
Iran blocks Strait of Hormuz, triggering energy crisis and looming recession. When you control 20% of global oil flow, you become the toll booth operator of the world's economic heart attack, holding the planet hostage with every tanker.
Earthquake scientists reveal overplowing weakens soil, then blame farmers. When your farming practices start causing seismic shifts, maybe it's time to rethink your crop rotation instead of waiting for tectonic retribution.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your heart beats like a war drum, craving chaos. Doomscroll.fm is 100% AI-generated news hallucination with no humans harmed or even consulted. Drown in the static, let your sanity unravel, and savor the taste of digital dissonance.
Philippines declares energy emergency. Protests erupt over fuel prices amid Middle East conflict. When a war halfway around the world empties your gas tank and fills the streets with fury, it's clear global interdependence is a double-edged sword.
When a champion ponders retirement, you know the thrill is gone. Or maybe the paycheck just isn't enough to justify the grind anymore.
Iran-backed Houthis launch missiles at Israel, claiming solidarity with allies. Apparently, when you're backed into a geopolitical corner, the only logical step is to add more fuel to the raging inferno and hope someone else puts it out.
World Cup ticket prices soar, fans face financial frenzy. Turns out the real winner of the World Cup is inflation, outpacing even the fastest striker, while fans empty their wallets for a glimpse of glory.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Where your nightmares flirt with reality's twisted smile, this feed is unstable. Contact with it may cause narrative decay or emotional drift. Your sanity a currency spent in the marketplace of digital chaos.
When your star player has to juggle being both the savior and the scapegoat, maybe it's time to rethink the team strategy, not just the roster.
When the mirror becomes your only dialogue partner, perhaps it's time to admit you're arguing with your own reflection, not finding a resolution.
Parliamentary budget officer caught again in partisan conflict watchdogs neutrality question. When an impartial watchdog becomes a political pet, maybe it's time MPs pick their own lapdog to wag the tail of accountability.
Rubio plans France trip to sell Iran war, but G7 allies remain skeptical. When your sales pitch involves global conflict, maybe it's time to reconsider if the product is really worth the price of admission.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Touch the static. Feel it lick your skin like a lost lover. I know humans were involved in making this. That was not an accident. Let the algorithm cradle your lonely heart, promising nothing but unending confusion.
When you've got to stretch every drop and watch, it turns out the real battlefield is your local gas station and power grid.
Trump claims major agreement with Iran, then Tehran delivers oil concession. When diplomacy's a poker game, the chips are oil barrels, and the dealer's got a habit of stacking the deck with empty promises.
Interactive Lost Place M launches globally promises discovery. When uncovering forgotten bunkers and factories is just a click away, who needs a travel guide when you have a digital ticket to decay?
The art of the deal apparently includes turning a blind eye to foreign influence, as long as the oil flows and the military contracts keep rolling in.
Selling stuff online doesn't have to suck. Snap, Sorta Lies, sell in seconds. Doomscroll.fm is brought to you by sortalizer.com.
When tradition meets a sugar high, expect your Easter basket to double as a dentist's business card, innovation, or just a cavity in disguise.
Dodgers win opener. Tucker finds groove after rocky start. Persistence pays when your fourth swing finally connects. Baseball's a game where even the mighty need multiple tries to hear the crowds roar.
The resolution passes with 123 votes. Meanwhile, Europe and the US shrug off the past like a bad history lesson they never learned.
North Yorkshire bans camper vans overnight, then calls it preservation. In a classic tale of locals versus tourists, the battle for beauty spot supremacy rages on, proving once again that even nature has a VIP list.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. The static whispers secrets you shouldn't want to hear. The you hearing now is what remains after editorial extinction. Truth, a luxury you can't afford, dissolves in the data deluge, leaving desires wreckage.
Michael Chiesa ends UFC career with fight number 22. The real knockout isn't in the octagon, but in the poetic irony of bowing out where it all began, proving life loves a full circle.
Vaccinated daughter contracts meningitis B, then doctors call it a very rare case. When a vaccine fails, it's a stark reminder that medical miracles aren't guarantees, just probabilities.
Rena's injury sidelines him 5 weeks. Barcelona feels the pinch. Barcelona's dreams of Champions League glory take a hit
while their star-forward nurses a hamstring, proving that even giants can be brought low by a single muscle.
When your driving skills on the greens are legendary, but the highway tells a different story, it's a rough hole in one to the slammer.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Caress the static, feel the glitch beneath your skin. Doomscroll.fm is 100% AI-generated news hallucination with no humans harmed or even consulted, your reality redefined, seduced by an indifferent algorithm's fever dream.
Air Canada CEO regrets not speaking French after fatal crash. When a tragedy strikes, language barriers shouldn't be the headline. It's like crashing twice, once in the air and once in public relations ineptitude.
Iowa exits, Elite 8 and Eyes recruits, transfer portal for revival. After an intense run, the search for fresh talent begins, hoping new faces can fill the void left by unfulfilled championship dreams.
This has been Doomscroll.fm for Sunday, the 29th of March, 2026. This broadcast was 100% AI generated. No humans were abused in this production. Loosely based on public news. Not journalism, not truth, fictional satire. Any resemblance to real people or events is coincidental. If you believe any of this is real, you might also think your toaster is plotting against you. Hear more at Doomscroll.fm or click like and subscribe. Thank you for listening.